Hello everyone, and welcome to Crimidoc, where we delve into the darkest corners of true crime. Today we'll unravel the tragic Soar family case, a tale of betrayal, boundless love turned to treachery. The shocking revelation of betrayal on one's deathbed is the chilling narrative we explore in this episode. As we navigate through this harrowing story, I urge you to hit the like button to show your support for Crimidoc. Your likes, subscriptions, and comments are crucial in bringing you more gripping investigations. The Soar family case is a stark reminder of the depths humanity can plunge, and your engagement empowers us to shed light on these stories. So let's dive in and uncover the unsettling events that transpired, remembering that your interaction fuels the mission of Crimidoc. Don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on all our investigations and share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the world of true crime on Crimidoc. High school sweethearts James, or Reggie Sumner, and Carol Alford hailed from Charleston, South Carolina. Growing up together, they shared the same age, childhood memories, attended the same school, and were in the same grade. What began as childhood friendship gradually evolved into a romantic connection. In 1959, at the age of 15, they embarked on a romantic journey, eventually becoming a couple. Their relationship blossomed beautifully, and glimpses of their joyous youth were preserved in joint photos kept in their later life archives. The young lovers envisioned a long and happy life together, planning to marry at the age of 18. Supported by their parents, the couple anticipated a blissful future. However, life had different plans. Long separation ensued. After graduating high school in 1962, the couple's plans to marry were postponed when James was drafted into the Army. With a commitment to wait for his return, they agreed to maintain contact through regular letters. As time passed, the separation prolonged, and in the mid-60s, James was deployed to Vietnam, severing communication. Carol, uncertain about James's well-being, continued her studies and found employment at the Charleston Air Force Base. She eventually entered into a marriage, which ended in divorce without any shared children. In 1975, Carol married Richard Alford, giving birth to their only child, Rhonda, in 1977. Unfortunately, the second marriage also faced challenges marked by her husband's alcohol abuse and violence. By the mid-80s, unable to endure the constant mistreatment, Carol took her daughter and initiated divorce proceedings. Richard persisted in tormenting his ex-wife, culminating in a tragic event in 1987. After purchasing a handgun and ammunition fueled by alcohol, he confronted Carol at her doorstep. Unbeknownst to her, 10-year-old Rhonda was present in the room. Despite his daughter's presence, Richard, inebriated and consumed by rage, pulled out a gun, fatally shooting Carol in front of the child. He then drove to a secluded area, ending his own life with a remaining bullet. Survival against the odds. In 1987, Carol miraculously survived a tragic incident where she was shot by her ex-husband. Prompt action from neighbors who heard the gunshots and the cries of her child led to a timely ambulance and police response. Carol, on the verge of death, underwent complex operations and blood transfusions, eventually recovering. However, she lost vision in her right eye and was left disabled for life. In the late 90s, Carol's health took another hit. Weight loss, severe pain, and weakness prompted a hospital examination, revealing liver cancer. Unbeknownst to her, the hepatitis C virus, contracted in 1987, had led to the cancer. Despite stabilizing her condition through treatment and supportive therapy, Carol needed daily medications and regular checkup. Life changes. Job loss at the Air Force Base due to severe gunshot wounds led Carol to work as a call center operator for a cable TV company. Physical limitations from cancer made it challenging for her to engage in prolonged physical activity. James, after surviving severe injuries in Vietnam, returned home only to find that he was mistakenly listed as deceased. Lost connection with Carol, he married, but faced health challenges, including diabetes. Unable to become a father, his marriage ended, and he lived alone, working as a laborer on the local railroad. A surprising reunion. In 2000, Carol, working at the call center, received a call that changed her life. A familiar voice on the other end made her shiver. James, her first high school love. Believing him to be deceased, Carol hesitated but eventually recognized him. The emotional reunion brought tears as they reminisced about their shared past. Rekindled romance. Learning that James still lived in their hometown, he and Carol agreed to meet after 38 years. Carol, excited like a love-struck schoolgirl, prepared for the date, hoping to win back James's heart. Despite the passage of time, They reminisced about their lives, failed marriages, work, health issues, and the happiness they once shared. Their old feelings resurfaced, leading to daily meetings. Within weeks, they decided to live together, marrying 5 months later. Carol moved into James's home in the Riverland Terrace neighborhood. Family life and challenging neighbors. Initially residing in Charleston, South Carolina, the couple, despite health challenges, enjoyed a happy life. Living next to them were the Coles, acquainted with James for years. Stephen, a Vietnam veteran, confined to a wheelchair, had a wife, Natalie, often absent, and daughter, Tiffany, left to her own devices. Carol sympathized with Tiffany, treating her like a daughter for 5 years. She provided meals, clothes, and financial support. In 2004, the Sumners decided to sell their Chevrolet Lumine minivan. Tiffany, lacking funds, asked to buy it in installments. The couple agreed, selling it for a nominal amount divided into a year of payments. Forced relocation and mysterious disappearance. In early 2005, the Sumners, facing deteriorating health, decided to move to Florida on doctor's advice. Retired, they sold their Charleston home, acquiring property in Jacksonville, Florida, and a new Lincoln Town car. Settling happily, Carol maintained daily calls to her daughter, Rhonda. However, in June 2005, the calls abruptly stopped. Concerned, Rhonda drove 5 hours to their new home and discovered the absence of the car, an open front door, and signs of abandonment. Set dinner table, untouched for days, and a disheveled house. Vital medications lay untouched in the bedroom, coupled with dead cell phones. Alarmed, Rhonda immediately reported to the police. Strange imposters. The couple, car, and blocked bank cards were placed on the wanted list. On June 12th, a man claiming to be James Sumner and a woman claiming to be Carol Sumner and a woman claiming to be Carol Sumner separately called banks, reporting issues with blocked cards. Sensing deception, bank employees suggested in-person visits, but both imposters refused, raising suspicions. Evidence handover. Recordings of the imposters' calls were promptly given to the police. Rhonda, upon listening, confirmed the voices didn't match her parents' age. Police assumptions. Connecting the imposters to the Sumner's disappearance, police speculated on kidnapping or murder after extracting card information. Car discovery. Days later, the couple's abandoned car was found in a wooded area. Despite no blood or struggle signs in the cabin, the trunk held hair and sweat marks from both spouses, indicating a grim scenario. Financial trail. Post Rhonda's last contact, multiple transactions occurred. Surveillance revealed a young man withdrawing money, but his identity remained elusive. Call tracing from the imposter's number led to a prepaid SIM bought just before the couple's disappearance. On June 6th, the same number called a car rental company. Tiffany Cole's involvement. Investigators discovered Tiffany rented a Mazda RX-8, later used by an unknown man to withdraw funds from the Summers cards. The beacon in the rental car revealed it at a Charleston hotel. Capture operation. A team swiftly reached the hotel, barging into the room where the culprit celebrated. The room contained Tiffany Cole, her 24-year-old boyfriend Michael J. Jackson, and 19-year-old Alan Lindell Wade. Handcuffed, the young men appeared surprised and scared. Police questioning. The trio, Tiffany Cole, Michael J. Jackson, and Alan Lindell Wade, was separately interrogated at the police station. Initially, they feigned ignorance or remained silent. A room search unveiled the Summers bank cards, a laptop, Carol's jewelry, James's coin collection, Lincoln Town car keys, and pawn shop receipts in Tiffany Cole's name. Tiffany's confession. Confronted with evidence, Tiffany broke down, admitting their robbery of the elderly couple. She claimed they hadn't harmed them further but fled and started spending the stolen money. Tiffany revealed another accomplice, 19-year-old Bruce Kent Nixon, paid $300 for assistance. Bruce, however, vanished after receiving the money. Bruce Kent Nixon's arrest. Bruce was easily traced in Charleston and arrested at his parents' house. Realizing the gravity of the crime, he cooperated with the police to avoid the death penalty. Devious plan unfolds. In May 2005, Tiffany visited the Summers to make a payment for a car bought 6 months earlier. Accustomed to the couple's hospitality, they were invited to stay overnight. During dinner, Carol mentioned their substantial savings after selling their Charleston house, unknowingly sealing their fate. Tiffany and Michael, staying overnight, devised plans to seize the substantial sum. In a couple of weeks, back in South Carolina, they enlisted accomplices, assigned roles, and initiated the sinister plan. The chilling confessions of the criminals unveiled a gruesome plan. On June 6th, Tiffany rented an inconspicuous car, and Bruce and Alan stole 4 shovels. Together, they drove to a Jacksonville suburb, choosing a secluded spot in the woods to dig a deep hole, intended as the grave for the Sumner couple. On the morning of July 8th, Tiffany purchased rope and duct tape at a hardware store, distributing them to her accomplices. That evening, Bruce and Alan approached the victim's home, pretending to need help and requesting to make a call. Carol, sensing something amiss, reluctantly let them in, thinking they genuinely needed assistance. Once inside, they brutally attacked the defenseless couple. Hands and feet tightly bound with duct tape, blindfolded, the couple endured torture and threats, divulging details of their bank accounts and PIN codes in a desperate bid to spare their lives. 2 more accomplices entered, assisting in dragging the couple to the backyard and stuffing them into the trunk of their family car, a Lincoln. Alan and Bruce sat in the front seat, while Tiffany and Michael followed in a rented Mazda RAX 8. The second car aimed to divert police attention, if encountered on the way to stop the vehicle with the couple in the trunk. However, their journey was undisturbed and both cars reached the planned location. In the trunk, James managed to free his arm and remove the tape and blindfold from his and his wife's faces, although they couldn't escape further. Their shock was indescribable when the trunk opened, revealing Tiffany and her boyfriend among their captors. The summoners were led to a pre-prepared grave several dozen meters away, where they were callously pushed. The couple pleaded desperately for their lives, confessing love and bidding farewell. The criminals buried them alive, covering them with earth for about an hour. Examination later revealed the cause of death as suffocation, with soil found in their mouths, respiratory tracts, and stomachs. After the horrifying act, the criminals abandoned the Lincoln in the woods, returning to town in a rented car. They looted the Sumner house, seizing all valuable items before returning to South Carolina to begin their spending spree with the stolen funds. After 2 days, the stolen cars were blocked, and 4 days later, all participants in the crime were apprehended. During the trial and conviction, Bruce Nixon, the only one who fully admitted guilt and cooperated with the investigation, led authorities to the burial site of the spouses and provided detailed accounts of the horrifying night. Tiffany claimed that her boyfriend Michael was the mastermind, driven to madness upon learning of the substantial sum left with the summoners after the house sale. Her defense argued she was a mere accomplice and not directly involved in the murder. Jackson and Lindell chose to remain silent, but the compelling evidence spoke against them. The jury dismissed Tiffany Cole's claim of innocence, as she actively participated in planning the crime, rented a car, devised a diversionary tactic in case of a police chase, assisted in digging the grave, and spent stolen money joyfully. Numerous photos of her celebrating in purchased clothes and a rented limousine further incriminated her. Bruce Nixon received a life sentence without parole, while Jackson, Tiffany, and Lindell were sentenced to death. Despite multiple appeals and grievances, their sentences remained unchanged. However, in 2023, 18 years after the atrocious crime, the death sentences were never carried out. Thank you for watching this snippet from the world of crime on the Crimedoc channel. If you enjoyed this video and are interested in fascinating stories about criminal events, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell to stay updated on all our new investigations. Your likes and subscriptions support us in creating even more engaging content. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and until the next investigation on Crimedoc,